is Sridala Swami. I'm from Hyderabad in India. It's in the central and south part of India. And I'm part of the international writing program at Iowa City and at the University of Iowa. And Henry from the city of Asylum invited me to participate in the Jazz and Poetry Festival. And I'm really happy to be here. At the very basic level, I don't think they're very different, in the sense that both in my poetry and in the books that I write for children, I play with the sense of the absurd and, the imaginative and the what if of things. So, but the poetry is a little darker than the children's books are. So I allow myself to be more playful and to be absurd and to be whimsical with the writing for children. And it's not something that doesn't happen in the poetry, but I think I get a little more grim with my poetry. So I studied in this school called Rishi Valley, and it's a kind of an alternate school. It's in a valley, and it's a really beautiful surrounding, and I hadn't visited in about 20 years. So a few years ago I went back and I was taking a lot of photographs while I was doing it. So in a sense I was mediating the experience as it was happening. Instead of just being in the space, I was constantly looking at it through the camera. And some of the things that I was writing kind of answered my time over there, my 6 years over there. So it's a little bit, I wanted to be a little bit like, say Sebald in Austerlitz. You're not sure what the image has to do with the text. Some of it is not very pretty looking photographs or well taken photographs. They're just there. They're portions of things there. And I want that to feed off the text in a way that's mysterious, It's not necessarily easily explained. It's like a warm-up page, you go over there and you write a few things. Sometimes when you're writing spontaneously and impulsively, or you come up with something that you find you can use later in other work. So I don't see it as a waste of my time. What would be a waste of my time if I was compelled to feed the blog or feed my audience? I don't have such a large audience. I did used to, but I don't anymore. So people come because I have posted rather than I'm posting in order to keep the people. So I'm constantly editing my work, and it took me a while to get away from the strictly visual when I was beginning to write, because I think, having been trained in the visual, I was always looking at things as an image rather than as words. So I had to consciously move away from kind of writing via imagery or thinking of things in visual terms. But it does help me, because I can be a little objective with my work. So I think I'm a decent editor of my own work, which sounds really horrible. If there's too much tranquility, it becomes placidity, and then I can't write. Then you're just like a stagnant pond. I can't write in those circumstances. So I feel a certain amount of engagement with ideas, with subjects, that kind of thing is good for me. In my personal life, personally, I'd like to avoid drama and stress and tension, but it can't be denied that those bring out a lot of good poems. There are times towards the end of the final draft when I'm doing a really close, line by line, word by word, tinkering with it. But in the initial stages, I'm just trying to get, the ideas down the way I want it to, and I kind of edit as I work, actually. It's not that I write and then I don't number my drafts. So for instance, if I start writing, I don't know if I've done 20 drafts or not. I'll just go back and correct and rewrite then and there. So I'm not actually sure at what point the writing ends and the editing begins, because they're continuous, they go together.